Hello and welcome to the Titus Timeout podcast. I'm Jenny Abney-Civey, and today I'm going to talk about noise criteria, NC, versus room criteria, RC. So it's been a while since I did a podcast on sound, so if you don't remember the basics of sound power and NC, you might want to go back and watch those. I'll put a link below to them for you. But let's do a quick overview. So as I said, NC is noise criteria, RC is room criteria. They are both ways to estimate the installed sound of VAV boxes. So let's bring in an NC chart. The NC chart shows the frequency bands across the bottom and the decibel levels up the side. NC lines are lines of equal loudness. So everything on, say, the NC30 line would sound equally loud and would be an NC30. So let me plot something on the chart. So these are the frequency bands. And let's say in the first band, it's 58 dB, the second band 52, third band 43, fourth 36, and so on. Now let's plot that on this chart. So the first band is 63 hertz, so we'll go up here and plot 58. Second band is 125 hertz, so we'll go plot the 52. And then let's do the rest. So I'm not exactly hitting the exact point, but close enough for our discussion. Okay, now let's draw a line through all the points. So this is what your sound curve looks like for the data we have here. So looking at the curve, the NC of this unit is the highest NC curve that is tangent to the sound line. So that would be right here. So this curve represents NC 35. So let me draw in another sound curve. Let's say this one has 30 dB in the first band, 32 in the second, 35 in the third, 37 in the fourth, and so on. And now let's plot that in another color on this chart. And we'll connect these dots. Now you can see that this is tangent right here to the NC35 line as well. So both of these are NC35 sound curves, but they're going to sound very different. The loudness of the blue line is going to be driven by these low frequencies, and the loudness of the red line is going to be driven by the higher frequencies. So that's where RC comes in. RC stands for room criteria, and it's designed to give you an idea of the quality of the sound and whether it will interfere with speech, not just the loudness of the sound. So let me scoot this over so we can still see the decibel levels, but let's look at an RC graph. Okay, our octave band frequencies still go across the bottom and our decibel levels go up the side. Now to get the RC, you start by taking the average of the three bands that are important in speech interference, the fourth, fifth, and sixth band. So here that would be 36, 31, and 28 divided by 3. That's 31.6, so let's call that 32. And now let's plot this back on our graph here, and the curve will look the same as it did before. And then connect the dots. Now you need to look at the quality of the speech. So you draw a line at RC32, which is right about here, and above that in the low frequencies, which would be below 250 hertz, you draw a line 5 dB higher. And then in the high frequencies, you draw a line that's 3 dB higher than R32. Now, if you cross the line in either place, you're going to have a sound quality problem. Up here in the low frequencies, that would have a rumble. Down in the high frequencies, that might have a hiss. And then if you get up in the section where the A and the B are, you are going to have vibration, or at least possibly will have vibration. So RC is made up of the sound interference level number, 32, and the quality letter, R. So this sound source has a RC of 32R. Now let's take our second line and look at it. Average the fourth, fifth, and sixth bands. That comes up to about 35. Okay, now I've got this second sound source written down somewhere, so I'm going to scoot this over so we can look at the charts side by side. So this one was a 32R. Let's bring in a second chart, and let's plot the second sound source on it. So this had a 30 dB in the first band, 32 in the second, 33 in the third, then 37, 36, 33, 30, and 27. And then let's draw that line. So now our average calculation for the fourth, fifth, and sixth band came up to 35, so we'll draw the line on 35. We'll draw the rumble roof, 5 dB over the low frequencies, and the hiss roof, 3 dB over the high frequencies, and then you can see down here they cross. So this is an RC35H because it has a hiss. So what you're really looking for is the sound line to not cross the rumble roof or the hiss roof and give you something like an RC35N, where the N designates neutral. RC also takes into account even lower frequencies than NC, so you can see the 16 and 31.5 hertz bands are shown on these charts. This is where you get into vibration. So if your sound, let's take this line on the right, and let's say we extend it up into this A and B region. If your sound source gets up into the B region, you may have vibration. If you get up in the A region, there's a high probability of vibration. You know, if you've ever been in a hotel conference room where the fancy crystal chandelier would start vibrating when the HVAC system kicked on, you were probably in region A. And if you're up here, you probably have rumble as well. So this RC is now a 32RV because it has a rumble and a vibration. So RC has been around a long time, but it's not seen very often. When I started at Titus many years ago, part of the industry was pushing to make RC the standard over NC, but so far NC has stayed around for sound ratings in VAV boxes. But RC does make a good analysis tool. So that's NC versus RC. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thanks for taking the time out with us.